Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to start this video talking to you about something I shared with you on my last video last Friday. I had shared with you that my dog Candy had some vomiting and diarrhea, and I was keeping my eye on her during the day and trying to make a decision whether or not I should bring her to the vet. You guys were so sweet to me in my comment section. I am overwhelmed with your sweet support. So many of you in your just general comment said you were sorry to hear Candy was sick. Some of you shared stories about your own dogs. Some of you shared like what you thought maybe it could be. And I just read all those comments and I just realized what good friends you are to me and what a wonderful community we have here. We have a community of friendship here. It's not just a beauty community anymore. And I really felt all of your love through the comment section. I haven't answered all of them. I'm still working on that, but I've read every single one. And the only reason I haven't answered them yet, I usually try to answer all my comments over the weekend, but it was a really busy weekend and I'm gonna explain. So on Thursday, Candy, my 15-year-old West Highland Terrier, and you have all seen her before. She's usually rolling around on the floor behind me on the carpeting. We have hardwood floors downstairs, so when I bring her up here, it's like a treat, and she likes to roll around on the rug. And so does my little dog, Toby. He's downstairs. I should go get him. Hang on. So I went downstairs and I got Toby and I got Rosie. This is Toby and he's always on my bed. He's really little. He's a tiny little Maltese and he's 12 years old. He's got a little sweater on because he gets cold. But he's a sweet little baby. He's just a sweet little snuggly dog. I'm gonna tell you what's going on or what went on over the weekend. And I want to start by telling you that if you are, well, things did not go well with Candy. I'll just say that. And I'm going to share with you what we found out and what we ultimately did. And if that is like a trigger for you, then you might want to just like fast forward, and I'll put the mark that you can fast forward to, or you can just click off because I know some people are very sensitive. So I'm going to just tell you guys because so many of you asked me how she was doing. And so I watched her all day on Thursday. And she was not herself. She had vomiting and diarrhea, and then the diarrhea stopped, but then she would start to drink a little bit of water, and then she kind of spit it up, and it was just coming out kind of clear water. And then just kind of like still getting up and walking around and following me everywhere I go, because that's what she does. So I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to keep an eye on her. She doesn't seem like she's doing horribly. I did notice that evening that when I came downstairs, like to say goodnight to everyone, I took a shower. And then usually after I take a shower, I stay upstairs in my room and I watch Netflix. I came down Thursday night after I took a shower to say goodnight to my sons, and Candy got up from her little blanket and she looked more alert, and I let her go outside and she went outside and she came back in, and I kind of just played with her a little bit and she seemed a little more herself and I felt good. So I thought, oh, she just had some sort of weird virus or something, and when I wake up tomorrow, it's going to be a better day. So, oh, actually that wasn't Thursday, that was Friday. She was sick on Friday. I'm sorry, I have the days wrong. It feels like this weekend has been like a million days long. So she was sick on Friday, and everything I told you was Friday. So when I woke up on Saturday morning, my dogs get really excited to see me come down the stairs because I always give them a treat first thing when they wake up. I can't even get my coffee first. They're like barking. They're not supposed to be barking, but you know, they get so excited. They start flipping around in circles. And so I came downstairs and Rosie and Toby were there doing that. And I'm like, where's Candy? So I'm looking around. I'm like, maybe she doesn't feel good and she's laying on one of the blankets. So I looked around in the different places where she typically lays and I couldn't find her anywhere. So I thought, uh-oh. So my husband was gone. He was at the gym. He had already gotten up and left. So I called him and I said, where's Candy? And he said, oh, when I got up, he's like, she was having a lot of bloody diarrhea. I noticed that it looked like maybe she had, what is it called? Her rectum prolapsed. it kind of came out a little bit because she had like a weird bubble there. And I'm so sorry if this is really gross, you guys. So he was alerted by that and he took her to the vet, and they were really busy. And that was one thing I said to you guys on Friday. I'm like, I want to take her to the vet, but I'm not sure if I should because it might just run its course. And if I'll just keep my eye on her. But I was concerned that it was the weekend and it was really busy at the vet. I said that in my video. So he called, they were really busy, but they said, if you drop her off and just leave her, we can kind of just look at her between other patients and tend to her and figure out what's going on. So he said, that's fine. So he took her to the vet and left her, and she got some veterinary care throughout the day. They closed at 3. And so they called us at 1:30, and my husband put the vet on speakerphone, and the vet said that they had a chance to look at Candy. And then she went down a laundry list. This is what I expected. She's old, so I didn't know what to expect, honestly, but I thought it would be something along the lines of she has had vomiting and diarrhea, maybe a virus, maybe she ate something. But she prolapsed her rectum and it's very irritated, and that's where the bleeding's from. And this is what we're gonna do. But the vet started going through like a whole like head to toe system analysis. She said her heart has a murmur, which we didn't know about. She didn't have it before, and that's new. And they're not sure, maybe it's a valve problem, they weren't really sure. They ran some tests to look at her insides, and her pancreas and her spleen are enlarged, and her blood work showed she had pancreatitis, which I know is common with dogs, and several of you said that. And I wanted to comment and say, yes, that's what it was, but I didn't want to leave in the comment that, you know, what ultimately ended up happening. So that's why I just thanked you for, you know, commenting, and I'm telling you here. So it was pancreatitis, her spleen was enlarged, her heart had an issue that she would need to take heart medicine for, and let's see, her kidneys were fine. Oh, they couldn't even look at what was going on her behind because it was so painful, and they thought it was like either an abscess, and they couldn't rule out cancer. So I was thinking, oh my goodness, I'm hearing this, and my husband's like, my husband's a physician, so he's in like, how can we fix this mode? So he's like, so you want to start heart medicine? And the vet's like, yeah, we could start her on blah, 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 blah. And we can do this and we can do that. I gave her a shot for the pain, but I can't give her anything orally because she does still spit it up. And then they're like, we could bring her home and watch her and see how she does over the weekend. And then bring her back on Monday if she's not responding. And I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, this is like really dire. And then she still is having like bloody stools, and I'd have to clean her up from that. And we're not even sure if it's cancer or not. And her abdomen was firm and swollen from the pancreatitis. So I was sitting there on the floor listening to my husband and the vet converse about what we were going to do to treat all this. And if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Candy is 15 and a half years old. She is blind and she's deaf. So like she knows me and where I am by my scent, or I can tap her or stomp on the floor and she'll feel the vibration and know where I am. So we've just acclimated, and she's been very, very happy and enjoying life up until Friday. So I'm sitting there going like this, like doing the time out. So my husband muted the phone and talked to me, and I said, I don't know if we should do this. I don't know what to do because I didn't want to put her down. I didn't want to make that decision. And I was just like kind of praying, like, God, help me know what to do. And so my husband got off the phone, and then he's like, well, let's go and look at her and see how she does when she sees you. If she's excited and playful and wants to go home, you know, we'll just see. So we went, and I wasn't feeling good about this at all. And then the vet brought Candy in, and she was wrapped up in a big fluffy blanket. And I'm going to try to get through this. So I saw her, and then my husband, we unwrapped her. And we took her off the table and put her on the floor, and I could see what was going on in her behind, and it was alarming to me. It looked awful. And I'm a nurse. I used to work in an intensive care unit. So when I say it's awful, I mean it was really awful and painful for her. She still was having pain despite the pain shot. And then she just kind of came by me and stood there. And we always joke around, my daughters and I, that Candy's love language is kisses, because if you put your face down by her, she will lick you 72 times. You know what I mean? It's like she'll just, like my mom and dad will be like, ew. And we're like, what? She loves us. You know, we would just let her lick us. So I kissed, you know, I would kiss her, and I kissed her and told her I loved her, even though she can't hear me. But I showed her, and then we put her back up on the table. And then I looked at my husband, and I was like so snotty and bawling and a mess. And he's like, I said, I know what we need to do. I know what we need to do. So the vet came in, and she was being very compassionate. The vet came in, we told her what we wanted to do, and it was lovely and peaceful. They just gave her a little medicine to, like, I kind of held her, and they took her and put an IV in, and they gave her some medicine while I was there and holding her and let her fall asleep. And then they gave her the medicine that would, you know, euthanize her. And then the vet listened to her heart, and it was so quick. I've never done that with any of my animals before. I don't think there's anything wrong with it when it comes to that time. But I had a dog when I was from the age of like 0 to 11, and my dogs have always been my best friend. I always joke, but it's kind of true in some ways. And then when that dog passed away, he passed away, you know, without us putting him to sleep. And then my mom and dad got me another dog, and I had him from 11 to 23. And that was a long time. And the same thing happened. He kind of passed. He got very old and passed. And so, you know, I've always had long relationships with my animals. And I'm so blessed to have had Candy for 15 years. She helped raise my kids. So my youngest is 17 and Candy was 15 and a half. So it's almost like I had so many babies. I have 4 babies, and not babies anymore. And then Candy, and then 3 years later, Toby, and then we just got Rosie. So she's like my elderly years dog. But she went from, I have so many memories of her raising my kids, you know, going out in the yard. And I'm not even my daughters and I are going to do a celebration of life. Next time they're all here, we have a date where we're going to kind of just like look at pictures of her and talk about her and process it, because one of my daughters is in South Carolina. My other daughter is in Wisconsin at college, and they couldn't come home that day. We had to make the decision pretty quickly because Candy was suffering. She was in a lot of discomfort. And then my boys, they love her, but they're different. Like the girls really nurture her with me, where the boys are like, hey, Candy, and they kind of roughhouse her with her, and they're sad about it too. But so we're going to kind of have some time where we process it together and look at pictures and, you know, do that. But once all the kids got older, Candy got older too. I didn't, you know, everyone got older. No, I'm just kidding. But she got older too. And then she became like this lower key dog with me, and we did so much together. So it's going to be really rough. I still miss her a lot. I cried a river. And on Saturday, I was just like a super mess. One thing that helped on Saturday evening is, I don't know if any of you watched the sitcom King of Queens. It was like in the 90s, a very popular, funny sitcom. And I still like laugh so hard when I watch it. I was sitting there on the couch just feeling miserable, tissues all around me. Just, you will all know if you have an animal and have been there. And it came on, it kind of took my mind off of it a little bit. I did allude to it a little bit, that I was under a lot of stress. My dad has been in the hospital for 2.5 months over the winter, and he's been home now for a few weeks. So my husband and boys and I go every weekend, and we kind of help my mom get him out, and we go out to eat and have some fun. So we did that yesterday, and so I was completely distracted yesterday. But yeah, I'm mourning. I'm definitely feeling like I'm grieving right now. Life has been throwing me a lot of punches lately, and I'm rolling with them, but it gets, what are you going to do? It's like, to live and love is to suffer a little bit. And so that's what happened. And I was going to talk to you a little bit about my diet in this video, and I was going to show you some new favorites. And so I guess what I'll do is I'll save the diet to my next video, because I'm going to go to Trader Joe's today for some groceries, and I was going to talk to you a little bit about my diet that I'm doing to take off the weight that I put on. And I was going to show you some things that I like to eat and that I purchase often. So I was going to do the talking about the diet and then show you in the next video, but I think I'll combine that. That makes more sense. So are you guys shopping the 21 days of beauty sale at Ulta that is currently going on? I know not all of you have access to Ulta, my Canadian beauties, but the 21 days of beauty sale is going on, and I'm not covering that on my YouTube channel. I did do that last time. So I'm not super excited about the sale this time as much as I was last time, mainly because I'm using up a lot of my products, and I don't really want to add more to my collection because I have so much. And it doesn't mean that I'm not shopping at all. I still am if I really want something, but I'm not going to purchase something just because it's half price if I don't really need it. So I'm not going to do that, but there are a couple things that interest me and I will be purchasing, I think. So I thought I would just tell you this week the things that are interesting me. I did get a couple of MAC paint pots, and that's over. I think that was yesterday. I got them, a few were left, and the ones I wanted to add to my collection were there, and I know I'll use them. So I am interested on this Friday, in two things. The La Vie Espelle, it's like a happiness shot. I think it's a different version of La Vie Espelle from Lancome. I'm not sure about it. I'm gonna go to Ulta and look at it and smell it and see what it is. I don't know if it's something different than La Vie Espelle, which is my favorite perfume, one of my absolute must-have perfumes. So, and I use La Vie Espelle all year round. I love it in my collection. And so I was going to look at that and just see Easter is coming, and that might make a nice Easter basket item for my daughters. I still make Easter baskets for my kids. So that's on Friday, and also the Clarins Double Serum. And I've been out of that for a very long time, and I love that serum. I made a whole video about that serum a couple of years ago. So I will link that down in the description box in case you are just wondering about that serum, or if it's something you think you might want to try. It gives a lot of information about the Clarins Double Serum, but there is like a lightweight version of it. I know that was just released, and I thought, oh, I wonder what that's like. I wonder if that will also be included in the sale. So I have got my eye on those two things on Friday. If I purchase the Double Serum, then I won't go on to a serum that I'm thinking about on a Sunday of next week. But if I don't purchase the Clarins Double Serum, then on Sunday, the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Serum, which is another serum that I love. It's really different than the Clarins serum. The Clarins serum has like 21 really good active ingredients in it, and I didn't write them all down or anything, but I did take a couple of notes on the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery, and I've talked about that on my channel before a lot as well. I haven't made a whole video about it, but it's a serum that you use at night. It's like a face oil. I think it would be really nice to use with a gua sha tool, and it has lavender oil in it. It has squalene. It has evening primrose. It does have a scent. That's something that if you don't like scents in your products, I would recommend checking it out at Sephora at Ulta and put a little on your hand and smell it and see what you think. I think it's lovely. It's a really nice kind of lavendery, very light scent, and it's very relaxing. And that product just really moisturizes your skin overnight. And it's to me, kind of miraculous because I can use Retin-A, and then when I start to flake, I'll do a night with that, and it really takes care of it and makes my skin look really glowy and beautiful. So love that. And then Estee Lauder Double Wear is also on sale on Sunday. And ladies, when I say I love Double Wear, I'm telling you I love Double Wear. I have 3 in my collection. It's what I'm wearing today. It's one of my go-to foundations, and I have 3 shades. And right now I'm wearing Ecru, which is kind of more a darker shade. So when I'm self-tanning my body, it makes me match better. That's what I have on today because I did, look how pasty I am, and I did self-tan my arms. I just used the Jergens Glow, the one that you can get at the drugstore. It has a scent in it now that I absolutely love. It's changed. I haven't purchased it in a long time. It used to be a favorite way back when, and I purchased it again, and now it has this really lovely scent. Anyways, so I have been trying to get a little glow to my arms. It's a really nice self-tanning product that if you use it a little bit each night, you can build on it, and it doesn't, make you too dark or anything. But since I'm doing that, I used Ecru, and then my normal favorite is Cool Bone, and it's just like a cooler one, and that works all year round for me. If I'm self-tanning, I'll just bronze my face and make myself match. So if you were to color match me, if you were a professional color matcher, you would say that I wear Cool Bone. For those of you who are the same tone as me, I would recommend Cool Bone. But Ecru works when I'm self-tanning. And then Porcelain is a little bit light for me, but it's great for in the winter when I'm not self-tanning and I'm really white and my neck and chest is really white, and I don't really add a lot of bronzer or anything, so I can use Porcelain. But Porcelain kind of is a little bit too light for me, but I still have it in my collection. And so, do I need another one? I don't think so, but I think I might pick up a backup of Ecru. And you can purchase these pumps from Estee Lauder pump if you don't want to just like pour it out. So there's that. The only other thing I'm interested in on Sunday are IT Cosmetics brushes. I always add to my collection in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale because they often include IT Cosmetics brushes, and I have quite a few. I don't know if all the brushes are going to be included or if it's just select brushes, but I know that I saw on the website some smaller brushes like this, and I love these. These are like kind of for concealer. They're kind of like flatter duo fiber brushes. I really like both of these. And then this one I like to use for powder. And then I have a foundation brush. And then I have this one that I also really like. I like this one for foundation more because it's denser. This one's a little bit like not as tightly packed fibers. So some foundations can get streaky with this, but not my IT Cosmetics foundations and not my Double Wear. Just some maybe serum foundations that sort of can do that sweeping motion that leaves some lines. And then I like to take a beauty blender sponge and pat them out. And then I also have this one, and I use this for just a whole lot of other things like blush, maybe a little bit of contour, all good brushes. So I thought I would tell you about them too, since they're going to be half price and much more affordable. You'll have them for a very long time. They wash really well and last a really long time. So that is what I wanted to share with you. And I think I'm going to stop because I do have a few products I want to share with you. But maybe if you're interested, I could do a get ready with me and just share with you this face. It's what I've been doing pretty much every day. So if you'd like to see, I can just do a quick video and chat with you some more. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you for all your sweet support. You guys are more than like subscribers. I don't even like that term, or subbies. You guys are my friends. You're always here with me, and I love you guys. So thank you. I appreciate your words of encouragement and love. I really felt it when I was going through my ordeal this weekend. I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.